Hello students, how are you all? I hope you are keeping fine in this pandemic situation and your exam preparations are also going on well. So students, today we are going to discuss one most important topic. Many of you might have confusion in it, that is whether you want to do CA or CS. So we will be discussing this in today's video. Let's start the discussion. Now, let me say you, it is a very common question after the plus 2 level. Students usually ask, what do we do? Which is the better one to do, CA or CS? Now, let me say you, CA stands for Chartered Accountant and CS stands for Company Secretary. So these are the two different type of exams that are conducted by two different councils. CA, that is Chartered Accountant exam, is conducted by ICAI, that is Institute of Chartered Accountant of India, and CS is conducted by ICSI, Institute of Company Secretaries of India. Okay. Now, these are basically the same type of courses, but they are different in their own way. If you want, you can start this the basic preparation before the plus 2 levels also. And if you want, you can start after the plus 2 level also, no problem. You can even start after your graduation or once you are doing the graduation. Now we will be discussing here the common subjects that we have for CA as well as CS. The subjects that are common to CA and CS are firstly FM or financial management, right? Now what is this financial management? It is all about financing and how we are going to manage our finances in a proper way. Next, the subject we have is cost accounting. This is mainly related to cost. Third, the subject that we have is accounting or accountancy. You have done this in from class 2 plus 2 level, but whatever we have in CA or CS goes into the depth of it. Fourth, we have company law. These are about the rules and regulations that are present in the company. Fifthly, we have income tax. And lastly, we have GST. Now you will say, these are the common subjects, so where is the difference? We have financial management, cost accounting, company law, income tax and GST. So these are the common subjects that we have. But where is the difference then? Let me say you about the difference now. CA takes around 4.5 years to complete and CS takes around 3 years to complete. It varies from quarter to 3 years to complete our syllabus and our exams. Along with it, we will be getting our certificate and everything. Now, the subjects that CS or CA focuses on are, CS will focus mainly on company law. Next, security law. And one last law is there which is very much important, that is secretarial law. Secretarial law. So these are the main subjects or the main topics that our CS syllabus will be covering. Now coming to the CA. What does CA mainly concentrate on? It is financing, it will be mainly financing, accounting and taxation. So I will advise you, both are good, both are very good. Like it is two children. These are the two children of a parent. You cannot separate one from the other, and both are best in their own way. But I will advise you, if you like to play with numbers or you are very much interested in numbers and you want to do calculations more, that interests you more, and you know that you are not good at theory, I do not want to learn theory, that is very boring, then I will advise you, you go for CA, that is Chartered Accountancy. But if you think, no, I am not good at calculation, I make very common and frequent mistakes, I am good at theory, laws interest me, I am very much interested to do logical argumentation, I am very much to know things, why is this happening, how is this happening, how is the company operating, what are the laws that demonstrate a company, how can I held meeting in a company, what are the drafts I'm going to prepare. If this or the theoretical part of finance interests you more, then I will suggest you go for CS. Okay. Now this is basically the common difference that we have between CA and CS. Now there is a time for articleship also. CA has 3 years of articleship and CS has 2 years of articleship. You can do this, the articleship you can start after you finish your final exams or even while you have just cleared another step. So now here we will be discussing the steps or the various levels of CA and CS. CA. The basic step of CA is foundation. Foundation, intermediate and final. Foundation is the basic step or the clearance test that you are going to appear for the CA exam. Foundation exam will consist of 4 papers. Intermediate will consist of 8 papers. Finals will also consist of 8 papers. Now, the scoring scheme is you have to get 50% in aggregate, out of which 40% is the minimum pass mark for each and every paper. So you can score 40 for each of the papers individually, but you have to get 50% aggregate to clear your foundation round, the intermediate round and the final round. The articleship that I was talking about just 2 minutes back, you can start, people mostly start their articleship after giving the intermediate, so you can save a little bit of time in it. Or else, if you are not confident about the final exams, you think, I want to prepare mainly on the finals, let me pass the test and then I will go for articleship, you are most welcome to do so. You can just clear your final exam and then you can start with your articleship. Now discussing about the CS pattern or the exams conducted to clear the CS exam. First, executive. Executive entrance. Executive entrance, or we call that CSET. This consists of 4 papers. Next, we have the executive. Executive will consist of two groups of 4 papers each, that is 8 papers. Lastly, here you have the finals. Here you won't term that as finals, you just call it the professional test. This will consist of 9 papers. 9 papers. In this 8 paper, you have two groups, 4 and 4 divided. Here also it's quite similar to that of CA. Now talking of which is more difficult and which is not very difficult. Children, this is really not a matter of fact that it is difficult for you or it is not difficult for you. The syllabus varies. CA is mainly focused on numbers, accounting, calculations, and the depth of knowledge into accounting, finance, and taxation. But if you think I'm not good at taxation, I'm not good at calculating, I will advise you go for CS. CS will consist mainly of theoretical papers. No, there are sums also, and CA also has companies law and theoretical part of it. But this mainly focuses on CA mainly focuses on calculations or the depth of knowledge into taxation, accounting, and finance. CS will mainly focus into theoretical subjects, that is companies law, securities law, and secretarial law. Now, if you ask me which is more easier, both are easier if you concentrate well, if you want to clear it, if you are dedicated, if you are hardworking, both are easier. There are many people who does CA and CS. There are thousands and thousands of people who have done CA and CS. So nothing is very difficult for them. Nothing is very difficult for you also if you are giving your 100% in achieving your success. But CA and CS, let me say you, both are very crucial exams. They give you the best of knowledge to the depth of the subject. And if you think you can just read and get through the exam, no, it is not going to be so. You have to practice a lot. A very hard work and dedication is required to crack any of the exams, CA or CS. But if you're really very dedicated and you can pass at one go, as I told you, the number of years required for CS will be quarter to 3 years, and for CA it will be around 4.5 years, that is around 4.5 years, apart from the articleship. As I told you, if you want to do the articleship before taking your final exams and the professional ones, so you're welcome to do so. You will be saving your time. We usually start CA or CS preparation just after our plus 2 levels, because in plus 2 levels we have created our base. What we are good at, what is accounting, what is commerce, all this, what is law, we are a little bit familiar in the plus 2 levels, because up till class 10 we were not similar to the subjects of accountancy or commerce. 11 12 is just a basic step to our CA or CS, because there we are getting familiar or we are introduced just to the subjects of accounting and commerce. We are learning ABCs of accounting commerce in 10 plus 2 level. But in CA and CS, these are the advanced level or the advanced steps of plus 2. We get thorough knowledge of finance, financial management, how to invest, what are the taxation strategies, where do we invest in a proper way, what are the laws by which the company is working, how can a company operate, or if we want to start up a business, how do we start up, what are the laws, rules, regulations required? If I start up a company or if I join a company, what is the basic rules that are going to be followed? How will meetings be held? What are the drafts that are going to be prepared? How the drafts are going to be prepared? Uh, if I go through the financial transactions, how am I going to audit my company's transaction? All this thorough knowledge is taught in CA and CS. So if you really study hard, I'm sure you will be able to crack any of the exams or both the exams, CA and CS. But it is my advice to you, do not go through these two things together. Don't go all together. You might mess it up. So I advise you, if you have started with CA, complete CA, and then if you wish to go for CS, go after that. Or if you have started with CS, then I will advise you complete your CS, then you start with your CA exam. Mixing up both or doing both the things together might create a mess, or it might just confuse you a lot. So it is advisable, do the two separate things differently at different times, or you just finish it up one and then start with the next. Though you might say things are similar, yes, few subjects are definitely similar, but few things or most of the things are different too. Now, coming about the scope of CA and CS, people who do pass the final exams and the professional exams, yes, they are eligible to get a very high salary. But there are people also who have passed CA, CS, and they are getting very less salary. It basically, the salary depends on your capability or your efficiency. You know, there are students who just pass without having the basic knowledge, so they are entitled to a salary of around 35-40,000. But there are students also who have profound knowledge about CA, CS, or they have depth knowledge about CA and CS. So they are entitled to salaries of higher packages. There are companies all over India who are hiring CA and CS. So basically, they don't differentiate. They want the best of CA and CS who are passing out the exams. So there will be interview rounds in your company, and then only you will be getting your job. So basically, it's all about your efficiency, what depth you have learned about your subject. Even if you have cracked the CA or CS exam, what is the salary, many of you have might have questioned. It all depends on the on knowledge depth that you have. If you're good at your subject, I'm sure you are entitled to a higher salary package, or else you are entitled to not so higher salary package. So I would like to conclude that both CA and CS are very good. It is the best time you start with it now. Don't think over and over it again. There are people, or there might be things that will dishearten you, discourage you to start CA or CS. Many people, they might not have cleared the final round, so they might discourage you that CS final or CA final, no one is able to clear, so it is useless spending such a lot of course fee and materials and your time, your efficiency. So much things get wasted, so there is no point in doing or CS. No, I will advise you, do not adhere to these things. It is hard, it is difficult, but it is not impossible. As I already told you, if you are dedicated to your subjects, if you spend enough hours in studying, or if you are intelligent enough, you are dedicated, hardworking, and you believe in yourself, you're confident that you will pass the exam, then definitely you should start your preparations just from today. And these are the papers or the subjects, the time, salary, everything I have discussed. I hope CA or CS concepts are clear to you, and you don't have any confusions as to whether you want to start with CA or CS, or if you want to achieve both and you want to reach the zenith of your career. Definitely you should do both, but as I advised you, do one at a time. One at a time, appearing for the exams, studying for it, and clearing the exams makes it quite easier for us. So that will not create confusion for us, and we will also be having knowledge to the depth of it. You can start the courses earliest as possible, after plus 2, or while carrying on plus 2. You can just start with your preparation, or while doing your graduation, or after completing your graduation. There is no limit as to after completing your graduation you will not be entitled to join CA or CS. But yes, you can start anytime or at any point of your career, and CA and CS are the best of the things you can pursue if you have commerce background. So with this, I would like to end my video. I hope my explanation was clear. Your confusions might have been erased off by now. So decide for yourself. You are your best assessor. You know what you have to do, how you have to do, and when you have to do. So start with your preparations immediately. All the best for your career and your future ahead. Thank you. I would like to end my video. All the best. Thank you.